Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
I love today because today is all about the world premiere of new music. The Chainsmokers have a new song, and we're about to play it for you. And here they come now.
Hello. Woo!
Drew and Alex are back. Hi.
How are
Nice
you
to
guys?
see you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, yes. Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
waking
you.
up in the middle of the night to come see us.
What's up, baby? Good to see you. Good.
Come on, give me a hug. Have a seat, have a seat.
What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Sorry, we got to cut this short. We have to world premiere a song.
Yeah.
This is exciting
Whatever you're talking
stuff.
about wasn't important. Now let's get to the good stuff.
I can't imagine what it's like when, look, you record a song, you listen to it 1,000 times, and you become obsessed over it. Finally, you're like, okay, it's done. There's nothing more we can do to it. But then when you hear it on the radio for the first time,
That changes dramatically.
It's a whole new song, right?
Yeah, you hear all the things that you could have done better.
But you know what? How many artists have sat there and said the same thing? That they will pick the song apart over and over again, and it's never done in their heads.
Yeah, our record's never finished.
Yeah.
Except for Don't Let Me Down. That record's funny.
that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That
did
was a good
okay
one.
with there, right?
That's the
There's a
only one.
point where like he starts mixing it with our engineer, and I'm like, my ears are shot from just DJing, I guess. So like I can't hear these like little minute details. And for 2 months they'll be like back and forth on
There's
this thing.
arguments.
And I'm like, am I going crazy? Are you guys just messing with me now? Like they'll be like, is it A or B? I'm like, what?
Okay.
Like,
Here's the
what are
thing.
you talking about?
You got to let loose. It's the same thing. You walk into a room, Drew, Alex, and you're like, okay, I know I have a big pimple on my face. You want to point it out. And everyone looks at you and says, we wouldn't have noticed had you not said anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if I play the song in a few minutes, and you're like, oh, God, did you hear that? That's crap. No.
Just
To
don't
us-
say anything.
To
yeah.
us, it's art. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Well, it's good to have you guys here. And
Thank
speaking
you.
of Don't Let Me Down, now there's two of you, but there's one Grammy.
No, they give you two.
They give you
Oh,
two?
they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like a that would be very difficult.
So you could do 6 months at one house, 6 months at the other.
Yeah.
We would probably just put it, the studio or
Yeah, we have a
something.
studio. We put it there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Well, no,
yeah.
wait. So if you were 5
That would
Seconds
be
of
cruel.
Summer,
Yeah.
they give you 5
They'll
Grammys?
give you 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 4.
What about the Mormon Tabernacle?
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves.
The Mormon
This song's not
Tabernacle
even-
Choir.
Oh my God.
This is a choir, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Maybe you've heard of them. There's like 500 people in this choir. They have 500 Grammys.
I feel like they
They're all
just
getting
wouldn't
one.
let them win.
Right.
They would
Yeah,
like
that's-
fix
They're
it.
cost
and-
effective.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah, we can't afford you guys.
Actually, at the airport in LA, they have like a little setup somewhere that like underneath the escalator of like the Grammys from like the first one to like where they look now, like how they look.
Right.
And I was just admiring it. It was like covered in dust. You know, it's like this classic airport. Like, let's do something artsy. That's like no one cares. We're like trying to get on the damn flight. And that was interesting because the first one looks like they look really like antique-y now. You know what I mean? And now they kind of have this like generic like, you know, like feel to them.
Do you feel cheated? You want the old school Grammy?
The old school one looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Guys, you got a Grammy. Shut up. and
Can I trade
and
mine?
definitely well deserved. I
Yeah,
mean,
thank you.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you guys here. It's always good to have you here because the energy you give us from the music, it needs to be pointed out. Your collaborations alone. I mean, you know, Kelsey Ballerini, that song's still doing really well.
Yeah, it's crazy. Thank you guys.
And
for
now the
supporting
song
it.
we're playing today with 5 Seconds of Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have they really collaborated with a lot of people?
No,
We might be
right?
there first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Ashton like did this post yesterday
wait, they
about
did-
collaboration.
They did a song with Julia Michaels recently, right?
What was that on her album?
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
But now, how
Let's
does
just
it
say they
happen?
didn't. But
do you call them or do they call you?
well, we had like met them a couple times, and they're like really like-minded guys. You know,
Yeah.
they like to hang out and drink beer, and they're really like passionate musicians, and they're also like strapping 6-foot Australians.
Oh, they're
like,
so tall. They're like
Yeah.
the tallest people I've ever been.
Turns
in.
me on.
Yeah. And so we like kind of like bonded over that, and then we had this record for like almost like a year and a half now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that we both like mutually loved and stuff, but you know, they had Youngblood going on, we were touring, and it was kind of one of those things, it was like we need to like get together and like figure out how to make this like a Chainsmoker 5 Seconds of Summer record. And we finally did that, and then everything really kind of happened fast, I'd say. And we've had like a blast. We shot the video recently with them, and they're just like cool dudes. You
They
know, like,
really are.
and they're like rock stars. They're not like, you know, I feel like people have like a misconception probably of them a little bit.
Like boy band?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're not that at all. They're
At
like the
all.
furthest thing
No.
from it, actually.
You know, see, we met them when they were about a foot shorter. I kid you not.
Their
Yeah.
hair made them very tall, though.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
tall hair
Remember
back then, but we kind of watched them grow up.
Yeah.
It was, but now they're all like 6'7".
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way, Gandhi, you haven't met Gandhi.
Hi
Yeah,
guys.
Gandhi.
we've
How
heard.
are you?
Gandhi's
Nice to meet
cool.
you.
If you want
Nice
to
to meet
party
you
with
too.
someone, Gandhi parties hard.
Let's do it, guys.
I'm surprised she's.
How you adjust into the morning hours?
I've always done mornings, so
Oh,
this
so
is
this is
great.
easy.
Yeah.
You know how she does it? She just doesn't go to bed from the night before.
Basically.
Which makes for great content in the morning.
There have been a couple drunken mornings, but
Yeah.
they all kind of roll with it, so it's fine.
Well,
We're good.
welcome.
What was it you
you.
said last week when you came in? You
So I
said
am 75% sure I am 100% drunk right now.
that's her.
But
This
instead
is the
of kicking me
first
out, they
time
give me
we've been here
snacks.
and not been hungover.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
We're growing up.
Yeah.
Oh,
First
don't do
time.
that.
You're
First
so
time.
boys now.
No, you can't. You're not allowed to grow up.
Yeah.
I don't smell booze at all.
No, they
know.
smell fresh.
This is
Bummer.
disappointing.
We were like both commenting. We're like, this is bizarre. Like
Yeah.
usually we're
I
like,
feel
oh
okay
my
now.
god, like it's so early. Why? Not that we have to see you, just like the nature.
No,
of
no, no. We say that every day. I
Yeah.
cry in the shower every morning. So I wish I could have seen you at Fyre Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, man!
Yeah. True story. We were offered a slot for that festival.
Okay, so was it?
And I gotta give someone a credit right now because I was like, we gotta go. Like, look at this thing. It looks amazing. And I was like, our agent was like, I'm telling you, there's something's fishy about this. I was like, shut up. Get it done. Like, this isn't.
Get the VIP
if we
package.
miss this opportunity,
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be so pissed, and he's like, you're in the middle of a tour, you can't like go.
Well, thank God.
And I was like, figure it out, I don't care. And then he was like, I'm telling you, this is a bad look, and I was like, fine, you know best. And
Something to be said, though. Something to be said for the what we learned from the Fyre Festival documentaries. I need to assume that every successful festival was an inch away from being a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll put myself on the fire, guys. iHeartRadio Music Festival, our very first year in Vegas. We didn't know what the hell we were. No one knew what. But we hired the best people and just
Yeah.
prayed to God. You know, thank God it wasn't an island. It was
Yeah,
Vegas. What
that
could go wrong
helps.
in Vegas?
Yeah.
And now it worked. You know?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that seems to be the case with everything. I mean, maybe if he had like an extra year, you know what I mean?
Well,
It
they
didn't
just
spend $2
didn't
million
do
on
the
booze.
festival part. I mean, we can all
I
agree,
forgot the big
like
part.
the marketing was brilliant.
It was.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And if they had just done the festival, everyone would be like, "This is the most brilliant, organization,
Yeah.
that's in entertainment right now."
But Drew, you need a festival.
Right.
I think
When you
the-
say there's a
I
festival.
think the biggest problem was it rained that night before and all the mattresses got wet.
Yeah.
That was-
and all
I
the
mean,
tents
there was a
fell
lot of
down.
problems.
That was icing on the cake. It was totally
And speaking of, I would love for you guys to collaborate with Ja Rule. You should do that.
right.
He's available.
What
Yeah.
could possibly go wrong?
He is something else, that guy.
Yeah.
Well, another thing we're doing, of course, the iHeartRadio Music Awards coming up in LA, and of course, Chainsmokers up for an award. Can you fit us into your schedule? Are you guys coming? Or are you?
Where are we? I think we're in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, here you guys are last year with me sitting behind
Yo.
you. On the
Oh, that was last year.
Swear
Oh
to
my
God,
that's right.
I always tell people that iHeart Awards are the best, most fun awards that we've attended.
Why do you say that?
Because you let us drink.
Yeah, you let us drink,
Yeah, we do.
which is very important. And you like the way you set up the tables. It's like a vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're hanging out with your friends and
It's
everyone, and it's cool and relaxed. It's not like seat fillers, like bum rushing you everywhere and huge long commercial breaks that like feel, you know what I mean? Like it feels fun. Like we had a good time there.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh,
So
thank
good
you. I
job,
take
guys.
that.
guys.
he
I
plans
worked.
the whole thing.
I worked so hard on that. I really did. So I don't go to enough festivals, and I know you guys have had your share of festivals.
Yeah.
I mean, do you love the energy that a festival brings, or would you rather do your own thing? I mean, what gets you off the best, the fastest, the most? What gets you off?
Two chicks at the same time.
All right. What a festival that would be. No. What do you guys enjoy the most when it comes to live performance?
God, everyone's gonna hear that. But probably our own show. Honestly, like our show's really come a long way. We just started as DJs, and now there's like a full hybrid show where there's like live band and DJing, and you kind of get the best of everything, and it allows us to have like the time and freedom to really come up with some crazy ideas. Our drummer Matt, who isn't here right now, is like the most insane music director out there as far as coming up with concepts, and we work really closely with Production Club, who helps design our shows. And honestly, we have these like he's literally planning to do something that no one's ever done before as far as a drummer's concerned. And I'm not talking like Tommy Lee was hanging upside from the ceiling, which is pretty cool. This is like next level stuff that he's
Yeah.
planning right now that we're actually scared about.
You gonna shoot him out of a cannon?
worse.
Okay.
And so, like, you know, that makes us really excited for our show. Festivals are sick, but you have like 1 hour. You kind of have to play within the constraints and rules of the stage. It doesn't mean it's not fun. Like Coachella, they obviously like encourage you to do whatever, you know, like come up with the craziest ideas possible.
Right.
But even so, you know, it's like maybe you're playing the daytime slot. Maybe you need darkness. You know, decibel levels, things like that.
But you'd also think like that the backstage at a festival, like everyone's chilling out, which is like kind of true, but like also everyone's really worried about, especially if it's a big festival, everyone's very concerned about their own performance. So it's like, yeah, there is like an artist area where there's all this like cool artists chilling, I guess, but like everyone kind of keeps to themselves.
Well, I tell you, you know, backstage, I've always told people, you want to go backstage? No, you don't.
No.
And, you know, everyone, look, before I was in this business, I always wanted to go backstage and see what it was about. Now we go backstage. As a matter of fact, I can't recall being not backstage at a show, which I miss going to shows.
Yeah.
But backstage sucks.
All they do is push you around.
They yell at you.
And we have two backstage. We have the room that we make people believe is our green room.
Oh, okay.
And then we have a
Fake
secret
green rooms.
extra green room.
Really?
That's a pro tip.
And I feel like we're just gonna have to keep doing this because people are like, all right, I know this is the fake green room. Let me get to the real one.
You can have,
And
like,
then we have to
5.
have like another.
You're so Disney-fied.
Yeah.
We have a showroom
Genius.
and a fake room. But that's another thing. You know, you're always so busy performing. When's the last time you guys went to someone else's show and you just got to sit there and watch a show?
What was that show we saw? The Travis.
Yeah, we went to Travis Scott's show.
Right?
Yeah.
You went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We went there. Yeah, not that one. No, we went to his show in L.A. We went to Drake's show in L.A. Who else did we see?
I feel like I've seen someone else.
Saw 5 Seconds of Summer on. I know it doesn't like it's not a full show, but we saw them like on the Jingle Ball tour.
Right.
And that was like the first time we had ever seen 5 Seconds of Summer, and was like we were blown away. All 4 of them sing.
Yeah.
Even Ash, who was playing the drums and singing, which that's always baffled me. People that can do that.
Stop there.
Yeah.
Playing drums and singing.
Yeah.
That's not humanly possible.
Right. That's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach.
Yeah.
That people can't do that.
And then another thing about 5 Seconds of Summer, they are a band. I mean, they are. You were saying earlier, boy band? No, not at all.
They're like a full-on rock band. They play so well together. They're all singing. They're all playing guitars. It's sick.
Yeah, they're awesome. It's really funny. We just did a music video for the song, and you know we got styled and like because there's like a theme and stuff. And then they obviously did their thing, and then we get a call, and they're like, "I think you guys need to rethink your style because these guys are really stylish." You know what I mean? And we were like, "I don't." And Drew and I were like, "How do we rethink our style?" Like, I already thought we like went pretty hard. You know what I mean? And they're like, "No, you didn't."
Well, look, I don't
go
want you to
hard
give
enough."
anything away, but I mean, do they come in looking like British rock stars from the 70s, and you look like a couple of homeless guys, or what's
exactly
Yes.
what they look
That's
like?
it.
First of all,
Yeah, but that's like
Nailed
their
it.
style all the time.
Yeah.
kinda. But they like worried us. They were like, no, they went bigger, and we're like, how much bigger? Like, should we go with neons instead of like flat colors? I don't know.
the stuff we don't know about?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Well, like with all the moving pieces and you guys working with different artists, have you ever had something go crazy wrong in the middle of a festival and you're like stuck on stage?
How do you recover?
Oh yeah, actually we did. Actually here in New York at Electric Zoo. I don't know if you guys remember Bobby Shmurda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he was, riding this crazy high of this single that was just everywhere. And we, we're from New York too. So we're like, yo, we're from New York. We're headlining this festival. Like, how sick would it be if you come out and like, the stage is literally right across from it where he lives. So it was like, it would take you 2 minutes to get here. He's like, sick, get me a limo and I'll be there.
that's all he asked for.
Yeah.
Was a
Wait,
limo.
across the street he asked for
Yeah.
a limo?
Oh no! Well, you have to cross like the bridge. He would
okay.
he would take that 96th Street walking
Okay,
bridge, but
okay.
he wasn't gonna do that. And so he shows up with like his whole crew, and they're just like having the best time, smoking blunts, drinking Hennessy, and with us, and like we're having a great time. We have all this great video footage. We get on stage, we're performing, and then 1 minute before we bring him out, like the skies open up, and it's like one of the worst, flash floods New York seen.
Nice.
And it was like heartbreaking because we were like, he was right there, you know what I mean? And then he went to jail like 2 days later.
And he's still there.
That was it.
Just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, and but that was a real big bummer because I think that would have been like a really cool moment to
Yeah.
happen.
You see, if that's the worst thing
Wow.
that's happened to you
Yeah.
guys at a live performance,
Well,
I could like people.
he was huge then. That was a devastating moment.
Well, I'm sorry. Now
You've had it before,
I'm not making fun of you.
We've
I'm
had
just,
things shut off before.
or people getting shocked to death on stage.
Yeah.
Or like falling off the stage.
Yeah.
I
I
imagine
fell
that
off
happened.
stage once,
Oh.
but that was
Yeah.
okay. Like it didn't like stop the show like that much.
Were you
Like,
drunk?
It actually made it more
No,
fun.
I was actually sober.
You were sober.
Yeah,
Oh.
I just thought I had an extra step and just went
Bummer.
back. Yeah.
Do you
or like
think
the
you guys?
last the UK show, we had this like these guys that like were filming like a 3D virtual experience, which we're always super hesitant about. And they're like, we got convinced to like let these guys come and film our show. And this is like our biggest show we've ever done in London, and it's at Alexandra Palace. First show, the show starts. There's like a lot of energy. One of the dudes, I don't know like how this is even possible, trips over the main power cord and just shuts everything off.
Like the whole show.
Like the whole show,
Nice.
this like the lights, the all the sound, everything.
Oh,
like,
poor guy.
poor us.
I know, but how humiliating for the poor
You know
guy.
what no one's doing is being like, oh yeah, that damn camera guy tripped over it. They're like, wow, haha, they just like pressed pause and like messed up their own
no.
show. And like you can't explain to anyone that that's not your fault.
Yeah, there's no comment. You're just like, okay. You know, you just
Okay.
kind of like.
Especially in the
started
first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's hard to recover.
Oh my god.
But look,
Yeah.
I've seen you guys perform enough, and I know the cadence of what you do. Seems like to me you guys could roll with anything because you always just seems like from the other side you're just relaxed, you're just doing your thing. There doesn't seem to be any tension. Are we wrong? Are you guys still butterflying every time you go out on stage?
Yeah, I mean, depends. Depends.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely
mean?
depends.
Like, I mean, I think there's like a confidence level for sure, but like when there's new things introduced, then it's like this is scary, nerve-wracking. Like I don't know if this is gonna work, and especially when you have to rely on a lot of other people
Yeah.
to do things like certain cues and movements. Like the first time we did our Memories tour in Miami was like the first time anyone had ever done like DJing and band at the same time, and there were so many moving parts that were untested that were like, you're just kind of like, we might never perform again after this. You know what I mean?
But it all
Like,
worked out, right?
But it did, yeah, it worked out.
And you
Yeah,
left that
thank
night.
God.
Went,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, cool. Now we get to do it 36 more times.
But but it seems like that's what you strive for. I would assume. Let's do things that are going to scare the crap out of us,
Sure.
and let's get through it and be just
Yeah.
looking for that next thing to scare
I mean,
the
that's
crap
like,
out of
I
us.
mean, that applies to like working with other artists too. I mean, like, not that working with Five Sauce scared the crap out of us, but it's like that like mystery of like, how the hell is this going to be received? Like until you do that first post, like you tell your friends and they're like, cool, yeah, like I heard the song, I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would think you'd be addicted to new things.
Right.
You don't want it to be
Yeah.
the same all the
Yeah,
time.
100%.
Totally.
Yeah.
Would you do Super Bowl?
Yeah, definitely.
Would
but
you
not
take
yet.
your
but
shirt
not
off?
yet. But not yet.
Do you
Take
have,
your
like, a
shirt
sick
off like,
idea
what's
for
his
Super
name?
Bowl?
I think we need like 3
Hello?
to 4 years.
You would show nipples though, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Did he get a lot of
do
heat for that? The nipples?
He did. I don't know why. He looked fine. He did. I thought they did great.
I think it
People
was just
give
a double standard of like Janet Jackson
Thank you. I
versus
said the
him.
same
But I
thing.
don't
He
think
should
that's
be
like
sued.
I don't blame him like for that moment. You know what I
No,
mean?
that's not his
But I think in
fault.
general society, I
He
see
needs to be
understand.
fined.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Off with his head.
So what is the stuff that scares you guys? Like the new things that you're getting into that are terrifying for you?
Ooh, man.
Just the amount of like elaborate stuff that we're trying to pull off right now with like the amount of shows. We have a lot of really big performances, and I don't know which ones are announced, but like there's a lot of really big festival plays that we're going to be doing. And then there's another big thing that we're announcing. I'm just being super vague right now.
I know.
A lot of stuff
That's
is
okay.
coming, but like, and I'm looking at our schedule, like how the are we going to like pull this off?
You will.
Yeah.
You will. You know you will.
Yeah.
But that's the
I
excitement.
don't know this time, Elvis.
There is
I don't know.
hold on, Drew. There is such a fine line between fright and excitement.
Yeah.
And just go with it. That's so cool. I'm so happy for you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We got some music to play.
Yes,
we
let's
did.
do it.
And it leaked last night, so we're like a bunch of
it leak?
schmucks.
Right.
Oh yeah, we're playing it for the very first time. You've already heard it. And everyone's looking at me like, no, it didn't leak. It did too, and you know it did. It's okay, leaks are a part of it. And I bet all you guys leaked it.
Oh, they're pointing at someone.
They all leaked it. Always a pleasure to have you guys
Great
here.
to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Now, a collaboration with our guys 5 Seconds of Summer, and our friends Chainsmokers. The Chainsmokers, all of them together, unbelievable. Listen to this. Who Do You Love? The world premiere right now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.